Once, when I was home alone, I decided to invite my friend to spend the night together. I phoned her and we agreed that she would arrive in 20 minutes. Half an hour later, I heard a knock on the door, and my friend's voice, "Open up, I'm cold." The voice trembled. I thought, finally you are here. She for a long time refused to come to me because of the cold weather. I set her to wait, my hands were wet. In response, the voice behind the door repeated, "Open up, I'm cold," and every time louder and louder. I thought that she was mocking me. At that moment she called me. I said that I was already going, but she asked where, and she apologized for not coming that day. At that moment I was standing in front of my door and almost opened it. I said to Nastya that I would call her later. I was left alone with myself and the voice of my friend behind the door. I wanted to look in a peephole, but hesitated. And the voice of this creature repeated, "I'm cold," louder and angrier. When I looked through a peephole, what I saw was indescribable. This creature just can't speak like a woman. All of a sudden it fell silent. I didn't hear any sound for about 1 minute, maybe less. And I started to calm myself. And at one moment I heard a little audible creak behind the door, and the sound was amplified by my weak psyche. I was in such a panic that I wouldn't scream. I almost fainted. I fell and pressed against the wall, while from behind the door was coming a more coarse voice, more suitable for this creature. "I'm cold, let me in." It started knocking the door, and at that moment I thought that the door could break. I was sitting by the wall and pressing against it like a rescue circle, and crying quietly. At one moment everything became quiet. The door stopped shaking, the voice disappeared. I think that I sat like that for a very long time. I still was crying. After that I remembered about the phone that I was holding in my hand. All that time, I saw one empty message from a hidden number. I was looking at the empty screen. Million thoughts in my head. Nastya called me. I started, but I answered her. I found out that I still was able to speak. She asked, "How are you?" and started telling me something. "Do you even listen?" she asked indignantly. "Certainly." At that moment I didn't listen to anyone. I asked her to come to me and started crying again. She calmed me down. When I heard the doorbell, I was sure that it was her. But when I opened the door, I saw this creature with a body of my dead friend in his hands.